Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We are doing a weighing video a little bit differently though. I like to change up the format sometimes. So instead of sitting and weighing each one, since we have a new tank, I thought I'd go around to each tank, update you on all of the geckos. A lot has happened this month, and tell you their weight change. So the most obvious thing that's happened with Diego is he has a new setup. You may have seen the video. If not, I will link it. I am thinking of adding some plants in here, most likely artificial ones, maybe artificial succulents like up on the ledges or just something. I need some greenery in here, and I may do that with the other tanks. The thing is, if you want real plants in here, you need a plant light. UVB won't do it, so obviously, so I may kind of cheat and use fake ones. But anyway, he has been doing really well in this tank. He learned how to use a cold hide, finally. Basically, I had to put him in it, and then he worked out how to get out, and since then I've seen him go in there. Before that, he just kept sleeping behind the rock, like he'll dig to go round it, and he'll just hide behind it. But yeah, he's been doing really well. He's currently shedding today, so he is in this hide over here. In terms of his weight, it was a bit of a surprise. He went from 93 to 90, which is a bit of a drop for him. The only thing I can think that possibly why it's happened is because for like a week whilst I did this build, he was in a temporary tank and then he's moved into a new enclosure. And although he has been eating like normal, I guess a bit of stress can affect them a bit, especially with all this change. So that might be why. Now we have Gizmo. You may be able to see she is in her cold hide. Now, it's been a hot day today, so that doesn't surprise me, and it looks like she's about to shed. So Gizmo will usually go in her cold hide to shed, or to lay eggs, or to poop. And I've been checking in that cold hide because I was sure she was going to lay eggs, but then I wasn't sure because she was still sort of eating. She was eating like waxworms, but I just couldn't really see any eggs in her. And then one evening, I believe it was the 15th of this month, she had laid 2 eggs. And literally after I found those eggs, I fed her crickets and she went straight for them. And ever since then, she's been crazy about food. Every 2 or 3 days I've been feeding her, which is a little more than average. I'd usually feed an adult, but because she's sort of recovering from this season, she disappeared. Yeah, she's disappeared. As she's recovering from the season, I was open to offering her it more often, and I'm kind of glad I did, because normally when you lay 2 eggs, or a gecko lays 2 eggs, they lose a lot of weight, and she's managed to actually gain a gram. So she was 48 grams last month, she laid 2 eggs, and now she's 49. Another thing before I forget that Gizmo has been up to is she's actually been one of the first, I think, maybe one of the first lizards to properly try out ARCADIA Shade Dweller, which is a lamp specifically, come up here, specifically for leopard geckos and crested geckos, even amphibians, inverts, some snakes. So it's really exciting. She's been trying it out. Giz, are you going to come up here? No, she's going to walk off. But one of the reasons June has been incredibly busy for me is because I've been working on 6 videos for ARCADIA, 4 of which are about this Shade Dweller lamp, 2 are about other things, so I will link all of those videos below if you want to go check them out. Next we have Drogo. So Drogo's actually gone from 44 grams to 45, nothing really different. I feel he maxed out at about 48, I think that's the heaviest he was. I don't know if he's necessarily going to get that much bigger, but I think Chahoua are quite streamlined anyway. So having a Crested Gecko, for example, Lyra has a massive crown, so she always looks so much bigger than him. But yeah, he hasn't been doing much apart from trying out all the Pangea diets, which I did a review on, and pooing down the front of his tank. Yeah, he's got into that. This, like, I will clean off the front, and I'll come down after I've cleaned it, and look at this. And this is today. I literally cleaned that last night for you, Drogo. Whilst we're here, if you've been following me on YouNow, thank you for supporting me. Here are the top 30 people the last 30 days. I always promise when I'm on there, if you contribute and everything, you will get a shout out in this video. So thank you to everyone who supports me over there. Next we have Minnie in her natural position of trying to climb up the wall. There's a good reason for that. So Minnie, pop up there a sec. So basically, as you know, at the end of May, she laid an egg. She laid another one on the 8th of June. And this is how weird leopard geckos are, right? So Minnie and Gizmo are sisters. Gizmo is 1 year older than her, and they both laid 2 eggs. Gizmo's ones being the most recent ones. and they both have been eating every 2 or 3 days. Minnie has gone from 52 grams to 47. They don't make sense, geckos. The other thing is, once they lay their egg, they become settled. They stop scratching at the glass so much and they lay and go to sleep, and it's bliss. And then recently, Minnie started scratching at the glass, and that's what you saw when she was down here. So I looked in her belly, and yeah, she has definitely one egg that looks like it has a shell, and one potential egg that will probably get a shell. So we're going to have another 2 eggs out of her. And that might be why she has suddenly maybe lost a fair bit of weight. That went really like country there, fair bit of weight. Sorry about that. But yeah, that might be why. Oh, her dodgy eye. I actually found an old picture of her when she was a baby, and you can see her dodgy eye in it. And I also found an old picture of Diego when I first got him. They look so young, so cute. Next we have Ziggy. Before I tell you about her weight, I want to do a quick shout out to the patrons for this channel. They include Sarah, Connor, Tobias, Laura, Nathan, Kim, Tracy, Jezebel, John, Tanner, Jeff, Ingrid, Van, Jennifer and Sophie. Seriously, and all the other people who also support me over there, thank you so much. They keep making me set a new goal, and I realise we're actually $8 away from the goal that was set. So if you fancy $8 for 1 month, we could hit that goal. But yeah, Patreon, seriously, the people over there, thank you so much, and thank you for dealing with me this month where I've been extremely busy. I'm trying to keep up with Patreon duties. It's really hard. Like, I think I said it in another video, I never feel like I can repay you guys enough to say, like, thank you so much for your support. It really, really means a lot. But yeah, back to Ziggy. Ziggy actually lost 30 the beetle this month. It's only recently. I just came to her tank, and she'd obviously been kicking around a lot because her tank, like, the dirt's just everywhere. Like, she's been definitely, let's say, nesting up for these eggs, right? And I just found Bertie on the floor dead. I don't like to waste anything in this room. If I buried him, he would definitely be eaten by insects. So I thought I'd give part of him to my carnivorous plant and part of him to my ants. It's a real shame though, because they're a nice clean-up crew member, but it is what it is. Ziggy, however, other than that, she's been doing fine. She still hasn't laid her eggs. She has been digging a lot, so I feel like they're on the way soon. I thought I saw contractions like last month, so I'm surprised they haven't come already. But she's only lost 2 grams. She went from 69 to 67. She's literally gone like a good 3 months, maybe 4 without eating really. And she's hardly lost anything. So I'm hoping these eggs just come soon and we can resume back to normal. Talking of eggs, Lyra. So the other night, just before I went to bed, I always check on the geckos, and I couldn't find Lyra. And then I found her head first in the dirt. Now, part of me thought maybe she's digging to lay an egg, but she wasn't really moving, and if you know geckos, like, it's hard to tell for sure how much they're breathing, and when they have their head in the dirt, I couldn't go to sleep knowing she was face down in the dirt, so I had to get her out. She wasn't too happy with me. To be honest, she may have been preparing to lay eggs, so I feel kind of bad, but at the same time I'd feel worse if I went to bed, woke up and realised she suffocated. But she's been very suspicious. Like, for a while she went off of her food, and I turned off the heater because we're going into summer. I was like, it's gonna get too hot, she won't need it. And then she wasn't really eating much, and she had quite a big belly, and then I think she's laying eggs, so I put the heater back on and she's using that now and again. I don't know what's going on with her. The other thing was, if you saw that Pangea review that I did, I'd held Drogo, filmed a bit with him, I washed my hands, and he'd obviously walked on my jumper, but I didn't really, on my top, I didn't really think much of it, but I washed my hands and then picked her up. And look at this footage. What's up? What's up? So I think she could smell him, and technically you can breed a Crested Gecko with a Chahoua, so I guess the pheromones are somewhat similar, but she wasn't happy. I don't think she was really feeling it. But anyway, she has gone from 49 grams to 50. She is still, I consider, a very healthy Crested Gecko, extremely active, and yeah. She's not really showing us much today, but look at that little tail. Holding on to her coconut. Lovely. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed this video. What will be coming up soon is the moth video. So if you've been following the caterpillars, the toxic caterpillars, they pupated. They actually hatched out a while ago and we released them a while ago, but I've been meaning to put up this video. There's a big surprise at the end. Well, I would consider it a surprise. I was really excited. So hopefully you tune in for that when that goes up. I'm pretty sure that'll be the video after this one. But thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.